what's going on, everyone? I'm gonna wait here for 5 minutes before I do the whole thing. So, if you're coming to this in the future, you probably scroll into like 5 minutes before I start getting into this. But for everybody else that usually comes to these things, I'll just chitty chat for these 5 minutes with whoever shows up, and then we'll get into the basics, the things that people always tend to ask about, and that I'm not interested in speaking about every show. And also, these things are what's very important that you know as a base of knowledge. And this will be kind of a requirement that if you want to come on these little chitty chats when they're live, that you come watch this thing first. What up, Damien? What's going on, man? What up, Gotti? So like I was just saying, about 5 minutes in, and I'm gonna get going with this, but well, yeah, thank you. Is it the I look like I'm gonna go on a business meeting or something? Like if I do this, you don't even see that I'm sort of a gypsy or some sort of hippie gypsy. But I look like I'm in a business meeting for hippie gypsies. Yeah, and I put a little tie on. Yeah, what up is that? And Rising Love and Aldrin. What up, what up, what up? What up, Kiki? Mr. Bizzles. Cool. So like I said, I'm gonna wait. I got like 3 more minutes. Just so I can, whoever's here listens, but then I'm gonna go over the basics, the simple things. Can you see me? I'm really gonna do it. It's only been 3 days. Come on. There's so many one-on-ones that I've done that are already out there. What up, Tom Corner, that I've never seen before? What up, dude? Let me go grab my beverage. I should be able to run through this pretty quick, and then we'll do like the questions and comments section afterwards. Crispy, it ain't even white though. Come on, this ain't white. This is like a, what you call it, mauve, a purple. It's kind of like right there. See that? It's like purple, and then it's like a purple blue. No, this ain't white. I ain't no white collar, not a blue collar either. It's a pink purple color. Lavender. I'll F with lavender. Buono deasa. But it is crispy though. I did is lavender. I got lavender. You know what? I'm gonna go get some lavender right now. We're gonna do a lavender show. I'm gonna go get some lavender oil. Let us see what we have over here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Where is this lavender? I got everything over here. Oh, there we go. It's been done. Look, we just go. This kept jumping at me. The clary sage. Then we got the lavender. If I'm going to be wearing, if everyone's wearing purple, anybody know that? Wearing purple, purple. Anybody know that song? I'm going to be wearing purple. If you can name that band, I will give you 5 bonus points. What you talking about ring around the collar? Think this shit is dirty? That shit ain't dirty. What you talking about? You gonna have me changing my shirt in the middle of a little get together here. Alright, it's about 5 minutes in. Let's see. Well, thank you, Key. Woot woot. What up, Kia? Yeah, Cam, you got a question, but we ain't answering it. I'm doing a one-on-one. I ain't taking no questions till I get over the basics. La Kia. La Kia. Cam, no, I ain't answering no questions. Alright, here you go. Okay, for everybody here, here's the 101. And this is the questions that I always get that I don't feel like dealing with every single show. And this is the most important thing that people can know. It's about salt. I'm dealing with salt. It's like it's salt 101. Go to my zenalchemist.wordpress. And type in salt. There's a whole paper on it. And the basics is this. Go to Google. Do it right now. Pause this if you got to. And this is for everybody in the future too. I'm not talking to you guys over here. And type in the words inorganic versus organic salt. It'll give you the answer you need, which is in chemistry there's a difference. There's organic salts and inorganic. One has a carbon bond, one does not. Organic means living, inorganic means dead. The salt that you think you're getting from the ocean, dead. Dead sea salt, they told you it's dead. Himalayan sea salt, dead. Out of here. It's not for the body. Everybody goes, oh, it has all of the right elements, that's what I need. But that's what everybody says, I need salt. No, you need the salt that's in the food, because the food transmuted that dead stuff. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole process of what's really going on there, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's sucking it up, it doesn't matter if it's refracting the light spectrum, it doesn't matter how it's getting that information, but whatever has occurred, I mean, I'll do that in another show, I've done this before, but whatever has occurred, that information from what's in that salt is now carbon bonded, and you can put it in your mouth and eat it. Thus, why does a tomato taste good? Why does a fruit taste good? But if you took a block of salt, you'd spit it out. It's disgusting. It's not for you. It's not for eating. We're not going to get into this. Well, there's 3 animals that I know that go and find salt licks. Well, who put the salt licks there? We're not playing that game. The rest of the animal world, all of the vegetarian kingdom, all of that. We'll get into this vegetarian thing just a little bit. But the basic thing is inorganic versus organic salts. If I say salts, I'm talking about, and I'll make it clear during these talks in the future, like if we're talking about salt, salt can be used outside of the body. Inorganic salts, Epsom salts, things like that, outside of the body. It's a good idea. Scrubbing, all of this is fine. But to put it in your body, no. You get your salts from foods. Yeah, that's about the basics. That's the simple 101 on salt. And that's all you need to know. So whenever somebody's like, what? They said they put the salt in it because the salt will... No. You want mineralize. We got to mineralize the water. Let's do this part. Let's do the water thing. Distilled water. That's all you need. Or urine. You don't need to remineralize it. Minerals, I need to go get the salt water. Well, try going to the ocean and then go ahead and get your cup and start drinking salt water. See how quickly you die. You'll be dead. Salt water is not for you to drink. It's simple mathematics. Like you put 1 cup in, oh, that feels kind of sick. You put salt in your body, salt is a poison. You don't want it. So we've covered salt, we've covered the water thing. It's just distilled, and putting minerals back in it is, you call it minerals, call it vitamins, you call it salts. Doesn't matter. There's the living and the dead kind. It's just that simple. So the water we want in our body is clean water. Clean, pure, nothing. What are the elements? The elements are water. It's not water plus other elements. It's water. We need hydrogen, H2O. That's water. But you go, no, I need to remineralize my water. That's not the element. The element is H2O. It's not H2O plus. Plus carbon, or excuse me, plus, whatever salt. That's not it. So why would you think you need to remineralize what your body needs to use the water as a fluidium, as the conduit for things? It carries things out of the body and it carries things into the body. What else did I want to cover? Oh, the elements. There are 3 elements. There's 3 elements and 3 densities. These are the realms. You see everything in 3s. It's what's beneath the ground, what's right above the ground, and what's in the air. It's what's solid, it's what's liquid, and it's what's gas. The 3 elements are, the 1 element is matter. Now we're done. Matter. Then we have consciousness, which imbues matter to become more things. That matter is the Mother Earth. That matter becomes 3 things. Density, like earth, so earth, and then it becomes water, fluidium, movement, and it becomes air. Those are the 3 levels. Those are the 3 elements. Fire is not an element. Go walk out into nature, find me fire. You can't do it. It's nowhere. It's because you're the fire. You're the fire keeper. He's even told this is why you have opposable thumbs, so we can go create and make fire. We're the fire keepers. Fire is a transmutative force. And force might not even be right. It's a power. It's a power that's given to someone. You don't come out the womb holding fire, but you come out the womb as earth, as water flowing through you, and breath. There's no the fire's inside of you. It's you're a fire being, but it's not out there in the world. You have to make it. You have to produce it. It's not an element that you get to. It's just not there. So we can see that it's a separate thing. So when someone says the 4 elements, no. Look, think of it even farther. If you're doing an experiment in a laboratory, you have to make the fire to work with the water, the solid, and the gas. You take your little glass jar, and you put the water, you put the element in there, and there's air going on in there, and then you light the fire beneath it. It's not in there. The fire is a separate thing altogether. So whenever I'm speaking of the 3 elements, the 3 levels of being, that's the 3. That's the 3 things. The 4th thing being you, being what we make. And to further that concept, as we take a step over here, there's the 2 things, the Father and the Mother. There's God and the devil. There is Satan. There is higher consciousness. Okay? These kind of things, good and evil even. We'll say that. So whenever these things are said, realize there's only one thing, which is health, and then there's a decay of health. And all of that decay of health is misinformation, which becomes what we see as reality, and people speaking forth lunacy because they don't know how to spell and use their language and to create. And so we have all of this weird thing going on in the world. But nonetheless, it's all one thing from the seed, the primary seed. Evolution didn't occur. We'll get to that in a second. So there's the higher consciousness, man, and there's the physical world. There, the physical world, right there. That's woman. Woman is evil. So woman's not evil, but they say the evil woman. But that's the idea. The word evil is L-I-V-E, live, evil. I mean, we can play with the words. I don't want to do that here. But the idea of Ma, mother, being matter, is the black mother earth. We're talking about black, soil, earth, density. That's density. That's mom. That's the whole thing. That's the evil thing if there's something. There's Satan down there. This is the whole association between black magic, Eve, Adam and Eve, evening. Evening is dark. Mother, matter, earth, beneath your feet. It's what your body is. It's why women are and men are very thought. This is how it goes. No. But the sun, the soul is up there in the sky. Yes. See, the soul is the sun. The sun up in the sky is called SOL, the soul. So that soul, here's the triune God. The triune God is the 3 souls. It's the soul in the sky, SOL. It's the soul that you are, which is SOUL. And then it's the sole of your foot. The sole of your foot and the soul in the sky compress to become you, the soul that you are. The feminine soul, which is your foot, which is your body, and the masculine soul, which is coming from the sun, Jesus the sun soul, compresses to make you. And why is this? What is this called? It's called your heel. Your heel. Because it's in hell. Hell is heel. But up there we know that's Heliopolis. So we have a connection to the hot fire in the sky. But everybody says it's flipped upside down. Oh no, hell is below. Well, is it the heat from the sun or is it the hell beneath? See, it's a little confusing. But we can see, certainly, that our heel is hell. So hell is down there. Where your soil, where's your foot? It's on the soil. So you have soil of the earth, soul of the foot, the soul of you, and the soul in the sky. So there's the two forces. What is it? Electricity in the sky. So that electricity, it's going everywhere. And then magnetism down here. It's the succubusing, the magnetizing force of the woman, the zero. The feminine nature is pulling in. It's a force that magnetizes. So the word Magdalene, Mary Magdalene, magic, magnesium, magnets are all to do with the feminine. Ma, bringing in energy this way. There's the V. There's the woman. There's the woman. Oh no, throwing up the fucking gang signs. I'm Jay-Z. Oh no, throwing Hova out there. And see, people get all confused. They don't know. I throw these up there. You go, oh no, he's throwing up. He's Illuminati, 666s. You don't. It's what this makes me. No, this makes me do mudras. This makes me know something that you don't know. What? Oh no, that's evil. That's the. Those are the horns. No, that's the moon. We could get into ISIS, but this is just. I don't want to. This is 101. So all of these mudras and all of these things, and getting back to this feminine nature. So this compressing of energy. What happens with the seed? The seed goes into the earth, into the dark earth, and is compressed. It's compressed information into a tiny little seed, which implodes and creates a tree. And that tree is father. The soil is mother, holding the seed, which becomes the tree. But what does that come from? That implosive force, which is feminine, which is magnetism, comes from the electrical nature of masculine. Masculine goes, phew. How's the tree grow? How does a man spread seed? It goes everywhere. It's electrical. It goes out of. It's a number one. It's a pole and a hole. There you go. That's it. It's the system we work with, a 1 and a 0. It's not binary. It's expressed as binary. Oh no, he's throwing it up. He's throwing his left eye there. Oh no, what are we doing? It's a 1 and a 0. See? Push the seed in there, and then it explodes out this way. That's the whole thing. So it's not like, oh no, the woman came first. Woman gives everything. She gives birth to this. No, without the seed, there's nothing there. So all of these people that go too far and get into this goddess, like, oh, worship the goddess. Like, well, slow down. Yes, let's worship the goddess. We don't worship anything. Have respect for the goddess, but don't forget, just because it's been patriarchal, because everything's been patriarchal, you don't just go all of a sudden, we run over here and everything's feminine. Now you want to cut off the dick and demasculize men and make all of this weird bullshit that's going on. It's just as silly as it's been. Let's just slow down and get there in the middle. That middle is the compression, the zone of compression, the 2 points of energy. That's the 2 Tauruses. That's everything that anybody talks about. But they don't know what they're saying, really. Right? This is a compression point. It's time wave 0. It's 0 point energy field. That's right there in the middle. Equilibrium and balance between the forces of what's going out and what's coming in. So you, as that androgynous being, internally you're androgynous. Externally you're a man or a woman. That's what it is. You want to play with the gender game? It stops with man and woman. That's it. But even that binds together because there's no opposition. Men and women are opposites? That's not true. How could they possibly fit together and create a baby if they were opposite? If they were opposing each other, they would walk away. They wouldn't fit. You know what's opposite? 2 men trying to have intercourse. That's opposite. Doesn't fit. Doesn't work. Doesn't create a baby. Two women? Doesn't create a baby. Doesn't create a generation. Now, I'm not getting into good, bad, or indifferent. Who cares? But that doesn't create a generation. But men and women, complementary. They comply with the mind. Complement. I compliment you. My mind says, that's good. This fits into this. And when that goes in there, next generation comes forth. Thus, quality, goodness, procreation, moving forth, creating the next seed. And if it's good seed, it creates goodness, right? But we have what has been kings and queens forgetting about their kin and then running around the land and not knowing where they came from and creating seeds that just aren't as powerful, right? That decayed seed that comes from the apple tree, it's still an apple. So let me move on here to evolution. ridiculous idea. An apple tree will only make an apple. An apple tree will never make an asparagus. An apple seed will never make an automobile. You're never going to create a Volkswagen out of an apple seed. It just doesn't work. And you take anything, you're not creating something different. So this is this evolution theory. The apple's not going to become better than an apple. It can become a worse apple. It can be a decayed apple. And most people in this society, we all come from God. We're all gods and goddesses, whatever you want to call it there. But we're all, some of us to a degree, decayed versions, meaning parts of us, my elbow's not working, my parts of my brain isn't working right, I don't have enough water in my system, my air, fire, earth, water balance is kind of out of whack, too much water in my system, too much of this. So these are the things that get out of whack that don't allow us to create in real time. But nonetheless, we came from the highest source. You can't take something weak and create something strong. It's ridiculous. That's silly. You could never take a tiny little porcupine and create an elephant out of it. It doesn't work that way. It can't happen. So to think that somehow we evolved from monkeys, you're a monkey then. Okay, monkey brain. I'm not. I come from the highest source. I'm reclaiming that, just as all of you should be, which is reclaiming it is getting rid of the things that are in your way of accessing that and accessing that source information, whatever it is. It's inside of you. Everybody goes, oh, internally it's inside of you. Yeah, but a lot of things inside of you is what you need to get rid of. People don't tell you that. That's the big clue in. People say, you need to take this, you need to think about it, you need to meditate. But you got blocks and all sorts of things that ain't working in your body. You think things that aren't true. You need to get rid of those first. But the evolutionary process is not evolution to somewhere new. It's a getting rid of things that are in your way of becoming what you were in the beginning. So these concepts that we have, we just need to throw them away at the door. If you walk into whatever I'm teaching, whatever I'm showing, it's not even teaching because it's more of a deprogramming, and then so you can get into your own self and understand how to move forward with your own creation. It's about going. It's not coming and saying, Zen, I don't know about this. You say alcohol is good. Yeah, I do. Oh, Zen, you say that milk is good. Yeah, I do. I don't want to hear about your vegan stuff. We're not going to play the vegan games. I've done the vegan games with everybody. Oh, the milk is no good. The honey's no good. We come from the land of milk and honey. You can tell me that. Here, I'll just do this 1 second. I know everybody's heard me, go deep on this before. But if you think the milk from a cow is pus, then you think the milk from your mother is a pus. If you think that people get sick from milk, you don't understand it's pasteurized. You think, oh no, everyone is lactose intolerant, 70% of the population. Well, how the hell did we all get here? How are the cows sucking on the cow's tits? How are the babies sucking on the mother's tits? How did all of these things, how did we get here? We were all, only up until a couple, 80 years ago, when did Similac get introduced? When we pulled away from the mother. Similac was the first step in the direction of veganism. Vegan, to be vacant of nutrition, to think that you can separate yourself from the natural world. Now, I don't want to get into all the... I'm not saying go out there as murder animals. Let's just sit there and suck on the tit of the cow. That's not what I'm saying. But there's plenty of more work that I've done that you can feel free to get into and look a little further on what the cow is and what all of this is about. And I'm not saying go and have milk with every meal. I don't even drink milk that much. But the point is it's not to be dismissed and say we can't participate with that and have animal husbandry and care for and there's a whole thing that I get into about this. But to think that milk and honey and yogurt and living systems and sauerkraut and cheese and things that are actually from our brothers and sisters, the cows, if you had a child and your sister and you couldn't breastfeed it for whatever reason, and your sister had some breast milk, you would certainly say, yes, please, sister, help me. And your sister would gladly do that. But if you didn't have a sister, get a cow right there, you're not going to give it the breast milk of the cow? That's insane to you? Then go tell the entire culture of India that have complete reverence for the cow for many reasons. Not only that, but the mushrooms that grow out of the cow shit. Then start to get clued in here. We're talking about every mother from every species can feed every other species. You can look up picture upon picture of this. It's not just us succubusing off the mother cow. Yeah, the industry of the what's going on with what they're doing to cows is ridiculous, and every other animal for that matter. But nonetheless, there's much more to this about what actual nutrition is. And so, furthermore on this nutrition thing, let me just kind of wrap this up into what nutrition means. Nutrition means nut. It comes from the word lux. Nuts, lux. It means light. Think about it. A nut. Literally, what's inside of there? How can a tiny little nut grow a giant tree? The information in there is actually light coding information from the sun, from the seed that came from whatever the plant was. It is compressed information into a nut, into a nux, into lux. Lux meaning light. The lux that is held within that seed blossoms forth. So inside of that is what we get is the word nut. Nutrition. Nutrition is held within the color vibrations of where the sun is going around, and we ain't playing we flying through outer space heliocentric model garbage. We're saying where the sun is in relation to where it is on the earth. You can't grow an apple in Alaska. You're not growing any fruit trees in the Northeast. It's got to be in the South, where you're getting the direct rays of light in the specific angles, which are giving information through the color spectrum to what that seed will unfurl. And there's even more greater studies. There's really excellent studies on this, using different colored lights to grow certain plants. So all of this is about getting when people get into light codes, and it's true. Some of these people they go off on a tangent. They don't really know what they're doing with this love and light nonsense, because there is the dark matter, the dark earth, which is the soil. Everything grows out of the soil, and they get confused. They want to just float around saying everything's love and light. Yeah, it's light, but that light takes a while to compress within that seed in the darkness, and that's that shadow. It's nice to be in the shade. Got to remember this. If you've been out in the field all day, it's nice to stand underneath that tree that's giving you shade and also giving you the fruit. Is the shade bad? No, the shade ain't bad. Not when you've been in the sun all day. Not if you're beaming sun all day and you're just like, people get a newer found respect. Everybody want to be love and light. No, so you need to take a nap. Who doesn't like to take a nap? You can go into darkness when you take a nap. You go take a nap in the afternoon. Go to sleep at night. You're involved in darkness. So you better know what the shade is. You better know what darkness is. If you're going to sleep at all, you better be able to get into those realms. And so to further all of these concepts of getting the right nutrition, getting the right water, getting the right light, getting the memory back, is to be able to traverse that space in your subconscious mind, as well as getting out of body to go to places that are in dark realms. Just get out of body and go somewhere that's not here, that's not Earth. Whether it's outside of the dome we might live under, whatever that might be, or it's another plane, or it's actually going through one of the stars, which is an energy portal to another system. Doesn't matter how you look at it, it's going to a new place that is dark to you because you've never seen it before. But that's the process of understanding what, the connection to the oversoul, what you are as a spirit, and getting out of body, and what nutrition is. And that nutrition actually lights up your blood and everything within your body, because your blood is that's what's giving you energy. Your blood creates you, and this is why we talk about cleaning the blood, getting your blood in position to be able to be what moves your spirit. Your spirit's in here, and then the blood's like, okay, let's start moving, and then your blood's like, okay, well let's implode, let's do some things when we're sleeping. Shoots the spirit out of body. You walk around like, whoa, look at this, I'm out of body. So this is all of the teachings that I get into, and through all my videos, everybody's kind of dipped into all this. But I just wanted to make sure that we covered the confusing parts. 30 minutes in, just where I said would be. And these aren't even confusing parts. These are just people have built up all of these fanciful notions that have been given to them through all of the media, through all of their teachings, and it just happens to be false. It just so what? Throw it in the garbage. The salt thing, we've covered that. There's no good or evil. There's just a realm that goes up and down. Masculine's up here, feminine's down here. It's density, electricity, magnetism. Good seed that became bad, but we can recreate it. We can bring it back to, this is the simple stuff. This is 101. Come to these things and know that, and then we can go on with questions. So, 30 minutes in. Whoever came here for the 25-minute talk in the future, hopefully that answered everything. Feel free to stick around, and we will do what we normally do, and I'll just get into a bunch of ridiculous banter with all of you people about the weirdness. And if there's anything I didn't cover or anything, and even listen a little farther, maybe there's something I didn't cover that one of you might want to dig into. I'm going to scroll through all of the comments now, and then we'll go from there. So try not to comment anymore right now, guys, because I want to catch up to here. And then we'll go from there. Mm-hmm. Let's see.